This big last push we had on dollar from this high to this low takes, what does it require?
Volume.
Which is, what is volume? Orders, which is liquidity, which is
money.
Money. Takes money. Requires money. Requires money to be in the markets. Like I said to you last week, and I pre-warned you of this, the big players, they've made themselves 100 million this year. Okay, just bought their wife some super yacht that sat somewhere, some sunny port in the Caribbean. Okay, then trading 50 weeks, 48 weeks, 46 weeks of the year, whatever it may be. Okay, shutting up shop last week. So many traders, like big traders, institutional levels, won't have been actively, into this marketplace and taking loads of positions, because why would they jump into the marketplace when they know the volume in the market is reducing? The big dogs, they want to be getting in from this high and selling to this low, taking out these liquidity points over here, and then being done for the year. Okay, it'll be their last play. That was lined up nicely with our gold push. Was towards the end of that week, 12th of December. Okay, and then since then, as you can see, even gold is, it's always worth just taking a step back and looking what's happening overall in these markets. We spoke about this premium zone. We said, yeah, it could cause a reaction, but it's right bang in the middle of that dead zone. And what makes a lot of sense is for price to climb and come and grab this premium zone above. And that looks like, we don't know yet, but that looks like exactly what is happening. Our last bearish range technically was here. We've broken that once. We've broken it twice. So we've had a bullish shift. It might be internal to this larger range here, but this now internally has shifted bullish. But what's going on then, guys? So why is this happening? We know that the dollar's weakening, okay? We're on the brink of, declaring war with Venezuela. Shit NFP or nothing NFP. Poor CPI numbers. Unemployment figures. Why is this market climbing? Why are investors buying?
Because it's so low down as it is at the minute. It's like the market makers not letting the dollar drop as much as they want to.
Well, if you think about it, the big investors, the smart investors, will be selling the dollar, right? Okay? Investors aren't, like, term traders aren't at the moment buying dollar, okay? The analysts and the smart guys, they're sitting here, they're looking at this and they're going, this is a weak market. We're going to prime ourselves for further shorts, okay? Unless something drastic changes from the Trump administration or from Powell, this market will continue to drop. They're going to cut rates again. It is going to happen. They can't not cut rates because the economy is not growing. So they're going to have to cut rates, which is going to weaken the dollar further. But they've closed out positions here, as you can see. You see these big wicks here on the 2-hour chart. That's profit taking. The market's pulling back. Yeah, a good chance for the market makers to rebalance some of their failed positions, fill in some of this imbalance, grab some of this value, meet EPA over here and this range efficient, which we're very close to anyway, but we are inefficient. So the pullback makes sense. This isn't like investors pulling this market back. These aren't, again, think about it logically, right? The big players in the marketplace aren't going, oh, the dollar's getting stronger. What they might be doing is going, the dollar's pulling back because of profit taking in the end of the year, so let's make a bit of money on the way back up before we position ourselves for more sells. And it, what often causes these cycles. But the big money is out of the marketplace, which is why price has struggled over the last week. If you look at the volume, you can actively see it reducing and being pulled out of the marketplace. You can literally see it. That pinch is volume reducing from the marketplace. That is profit taking occurring, investors leaving, and like us, right, guys? Did anyone take a trade yesterday? No? Exception of the equities market, which seems like it hasn't affected at all. No? Sam, did you notice any difference with futures?
Those weren't quite as explosive as normal, but
fine. That played out.
Yeah.
So those, I think most of you aware, Sam and working on the future strategy at the moment. Hopefully we'll have ready for you New Yearish time, possibly some bit earlier than that. We're just kind of kinks and putting some content and stuff together for you guys. So yeah, looking quite exciting. It's a very completely the strategy to the SMF strategy, but we've had to kind of, haven't we? Because the Forex strategy just doesn't work for equities as well. It
does. It just the long time frame play. You just have to wait.
The opportunities are much greater with this strategy that you've kind of developed, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
More on that. So let's very quickly, guys, just 'cause I'm conscious of time and I don't want to keep the one-to-one guys waiting too long. Let's very quickly just whip through the Euro USD price action. It's not going to take too long. And then I've got a few things that I want to go through with us just before we go up for the Christmas period. And you'll go from there, right? So let's look at our weekly cycle. So Monday was here. That's the start of Monday, which was there. Okay, so the start of Monday. Now, I mean, you could say we had a relatively okay weekly cycle. You had accumulation on Monday here. Okay, which through from Friday a little bit, as you can see. So here, we then had quite a nice manipulation, to be fair. And, you know, see, high of the week, very clear high of the week here. What did we manipulate? Well, let's have a look firstly to the left. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff from last night's boot camp. Let's have a quick look to the left. What did we manipulate? So let's see what we've got. We've got this level over here, which is sticking out loud and proud. And to be fair, that looks like the liquidity level that we've taken. So that is daily, weekly. Yeah, okay, nice off that weekly level. Pretty decent, to be fair. And this is why I love doing these end of week markups, because you can get a really good feel for, the market has played out. And this kind of feeds into that narrative as well, where we've got distribution here. To be fair, quite a nice weekly cycle. Now, I'm not saying there's any opportunities in that, and I'm not saying you selling that would have been the smart decision. And the other thing that's definitely worth acknowledging, guys, is that we've got accumulation, manipulation, distribution on Euro USD, but you can see how on dollar we've just climbed and climbed. So see here, okay, let me just tidy this chart a little bit. Okay, so you see how on EU, who created a new low, dollar, we created a new high. Everyone see that? Yeah. Euro to make a new low. Dollar created a new high. Interesting. Why is there a disparity there? Why is there a divergence there? Why is dollar creating new highs, but euro failing to do so?
The dollar's still, they're still seen as quite strong at the minute.
Yeah. Often, guys, I know you guys are very hesitant to send these calls, like you tell it sometimes. Answer is a lot more simple than you think it might be. Okay, it's worth just having a go. You're absolutely right. The Eurozone is particularly strong at the moment. Now, this bodes well for potentially a bullish move because, although the markets are going to be slow and closed for quite a lot of next week and a bit of the following week, it doesn't mean the economies are stopping. Okay, it doesn't mean that not happening. It doesn't mean that inflation isn't changing. It doesn't mean that businesses are all shutting down. Okay, there's money flowing in and out of these markets. This bodes well for potentially long euro at the start of the year. Potentially even next week, we might see some bullish action come into that. Still going to be dumb traders. There's still going to be algorithms running, and it could happen. So this bodes well for a potential complex pullback we've got coming on here. Do we get that third push that Sam and I love from here to then sell off here? Do we get a liquidity grab with that to buy from here? Who knows? But that would make absolute sense. If dollar is weak, then it might not be able to climb any higher. So these are all scenarios that are probable and could absolutely happen. It's just, in mind. Now, don't really see, if I'm honest, I do understand the buy on Wednesday. I think that's probably the only valid trade that we had on Euro this week. Liquidity here, daily liquidity. Okay, so a liquidity grab. We had a lovely trap up here, which, as you can see, volume unfortunately prevented us from targeting or grabbing at least. This is a 30-minute chart as well, so this is a very clean setup. Very clean, very accurate, nice little, lower time frame gives us the shift, as you can see. Okay, we get, depending on which way you look at it, okay, you may be classing that last push down as a first break. I'd probably class that as an internal. It could, if you drop down to 3 minutes, probably a little bit clearer. Yeah, maybe first break. But the reason why I don't really care is because even if it isn't, and this is an internal first break and an internal true break, we get our external first break, okay, which is as good as a true break when we've had that internal shift. Lovely MSU here, beautiful MSU. What did you pull off this, Hawker? First target 2-to-1, second target, 5.5.
I think I got to 2R and then I don't know. I think I might close it at 2R because just like it close to Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, fine. And that's absolutely the right way to play it, okay? You treat these markets like Monday or a Tuesday trade. Kind of get in and out, get your profits, get out as quickly as you can. So in there, TP2 there. To be fair, the perfect scenario, the perfect outcome was a 5-1. So it's a decent trade. I don't see a huge amount more. We had, what did we have on Thursday, guys? Was it CPI Thursday? Someone remind me.
Yeah.
He wasn't it? Yeah. So we did have a buy off the back of that CPI news, but as you can see, it's just nothing's holding at the moment. Now, there's two reasons for that. Lack of volume, okay, like lack of cash in the marketplace, but also the reason behind that just could be the fact that there is a larger play here at hand, which is the play to pull back into some level of discount pricing somewhere around here. Okay, any one of these areas down here would be, I think, a good least discount areas of location for buyers from. Think about it as an institutional trader. Think about it as a bank. Okay, do you want to be buying from this high up at 1.17, or would you prefer to be buying from 1.65? Obviously, you're going to prefer to buy from 1.65. The market is extended, you know, classic kind of push, pull, move, corrective pullback. Okay, so story as old as time, guys. Not a huge amount as expected on the week. Well done to those of you who made profit. Did anyone have, and no judgment ever, as you know, guys, did anyone have a really shit week? Did anyone blow an account or just end up with a string of losses? No. That's good. I just tried to talk with water in my mouth and I just sprayed it all over my tits. So good sign that I've taught you well. Okay, lovely to hear and lovely to see. All right. Look, been a pretty bloody amazing year for SMF. Those of you that have been around for a little while have seen, you know, going on probably both behind and in front of the scenes. I'm going to do a proper announcement on this in the new year, but there's going to be some changes coming into the new year, just so you know. I wouldn't coach forever, and with what happened with Anna this month and the stress and the time needed to be away, I realised that I need to readdress that a little bit. You know, I never coaching game because I needed the money or because I needed this. I did this because I love doing it, and I think you guys, most of you know that. And I think it's time for me to take a bit of a step back, not in any time in the near future, but build a platform for you guys to grow and develop as individuals. And that's kind of all on that matter for the time being. When what happened with Anna happened and I had time off, I felt an obscene amount of obligation and pressure to make sure I was there for you guys. And I suppose that kind of, for me, I thought, you know what, that's kind of not why I went into trading. Trading was about freedom. Trading was about being able to drop it all. And I kind of know what the group sized like, but Sam and I have spoken about this a few times now. I think we're at that limit where I don't want to actively take on any new students, okay? So if you're in, from the new onwards, I won't be taking on any more one-to-one students, okay? I'm closing the doors to the one-to-one community, and I want to just work with those of you that are here and help you develop and help you grow, and that's it. I would like to do maybe 1 or 2 more boot camps in the new year, but that will be it. And then 2027, I personally won't be taking on any new students, okay? I'll be working with those who I'm working on other really big exciting projects that I will tell you in the new year. I think some of you know, but loads already come in, indicators, automations and that sort of stuff, all built around SMF. But the big star in this, I think, for 2026, 2027 is going to be the future strategy. So Sam's been working his bollocks off the last year or so, 6 months, definitely last 6 months, working his bollocks off and kind of reviewing it over the last year or so. I remember, Sam, I thought about this the other day. Do you remember when we sat down? I can't remember what it was. I think it was the start of the year, and we were like, I can't remember. We were trying to trade like US 30 or something, and I was like, I said to you something along the lines of, we should just try and trade these little pullback impulse moves. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's the start of the year, US 30.
It's the start of the year, wasn't it? And I remember being sat on holiday, like fucking losing 4%, trying to like US 500 or something like that, not knowing what we're doing. It's quite interesting seeing where we are now with the future strategy and again, I keep using the royal we. I have basically nothing to do with it, but this is all Sam, and I want to give him full credit because what he's building and developing at the moment is fucking. So whilst I'll be taking a step back from coaching, Sam will be at some point, maybe not 2026, maybe 2027, because I mean, obviously a baby's going to get away at this a little bit. But certainly towards the end of 2026, there's definitely going to be opportunity for you guys to learn the future strategy, and Sam will be potentially bringing on some students if that's something that you guys or the wider world want to develop. Futures is a massive, massive market these days. They are crazy. Like, it's almost too simple. And at the time I'll sit there and I'll talk to Sam and I'll be like, I just don't get it. And he's just like, this is just what it is. It's very, very simplistic mechanical rules, but it's pretty cool what Sam's developing. So yeah, that's kind of all I'll say for the time being. That I just want to give you guys a bit of a heads up on that. That doesn't affect anything for you at all, by the way. And the way I envision SMF is we move from an educational platform to a group of traders that are actively trading together with funds that I'm working on gathering. Okay? So the SMF fund is obviously a massive thing. Like, I'm talking FCA licenses and all the complexities that come with it. But that's where I want to kind of take this, is that people will go away over time. I get that. They get what they need. They then want to go and do their own thing. But those of you that are lifers, and I think a lot of you are lifers or would like to be, the first target is always get you funding and get you earning money. But also for me, if I get you earning money, I get to keep you as a student, right? If I can, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, yeah? You get to pay your mentorship for the money that I make you, all right, or help you make. And then from there, okay, we will then start moving away from education, because you guys eventually won't need education, and building a trading community, okay? I'm planning some discounts as well, people that have been here for certain lengths of time. So there's lots of really cool stuff, and I want to incentivize you guys to stick around. And eventually I'd just love this to be a group of traders where there's not really a coaching element to it, where we are effectively working together, make lots of money together, which has always been my goal. All right, so I'm gonna launch a few things in the new year, and go through a few projects that I want to talk you guys through. I'm gonna bring out some things that are going to make your day-to-day easier and take some of the guesswork away, which is pretty cool. So yeah, lots of really, really cool stuff coming. If you do see any announcements from me about stepping back from coaching, I want to reassure you guys, for you guys, nothing changes, okay? It always remains the same, all right? Any cool? Easy, nice. Well, look, it's been an amazing year. Thanks. It's been an amazing year. I'm really, like, it's incredible. Like, when I often come back and I see you guys kind of making money, and this little thing I built a few years ago, and Sam's helped me develop over the years to now, and where we are, and what we've grown to, and what we're going to become, and from things like the social, and it's just amazing. I think, Sam, you said to me when we were in the social, or Wilco maybe. One of you said to me, it was like, is it mad to think that you built this? And I was like, do you know what? I don't think about it quite like that. Yeah, it is pretty mad. Like, I'm just with ADHD, and now we have this amazing community, and people are making, like Hawker, you've had an incredible end of the year with, nearly 5, 6, 7 grand's worth of earnings from, what I built in my in this little 3-bed house I had a little while ago. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. And how quickly change for you guys. Like, Hawker's gone from struggling to get payouts to making best part of 7 grand in like 3 months. Like, how, and that's going to keep growing and building and getting better. So how quickly this can change, guys. You've probably heard these traders before say, you spend years of money as a trader, and then within 1 to 2 months you can make all of that money back. And it is quite like that. And you get it makes you consistent cash. It's a pretty special place. I'm looking forward to getting as many of you there as we can in 2026. And ultimately, as numbers reduce, which they will, because people will move on, it won't work for some people, blah blah blah. It will just give me time for all of you guys. And I think that's one of the things I've been conscious of, is that my time is spread quite thinly at the moment. And I definitely was able to give more of my time since 6 months ago than I am now. So I'm very conscious of, and I always said that when I reach that limit, that's when the doors properly close. The doors are properly closed now. I'm not opening them up again. I will recruit for a boot camp, maybe 1 or 2, but that is it, okay? No more one-to-ones, and then there will be no more education groups or courses or anything like that, other than Sam's beautiful new future strategy that we're going to be pushing forward. All right. Any questions at all, guys?
No, mate, good. I think you should be very proud of what you've achieved, the group, really.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It's always lovely to hear.
I know it's been great, and I appreciate you. Wouldn't have got them payouts without you and everyone else in there. So appreciate everyone's help throughout the last sort of 3 months, and looking forward to it.
It feels like a really environment, and that was always the aim, is to build this really lovely environment for everyone to kind of grow, and you know, it's a really supportive, great with each other as well. And I want to see more of that as well. Like if you see someone asking me or Sam a question and you know the answer, feel free to answer. A, it helps me out, but B, if you guys know the answer, then I never have an issue with that. By the way, it's I quite like that aspect that everyone helps each other out, and I know Wilco, you're really good for this, Mike good for this as well, and various others. Sorry if I name out, but help each other out really helps grow the community. Another one as well, pretty good with that. So yeah, help each other out. Obviously, big thank you to Sam as well. Sam, look. Sam worked his bollocks off, and the perks for Sam working his bollocks off community as well. But, Sam does this at the heart, okay? When you guys are hitting him in his DMs at 3 a.m, and he's like, being like, mate, I'm half asleep. And he's like, yeah, I just want to know about this. Just remember, he's doing that out of the goodness of his heart. So thank you as well, Sam, for all your hard work over this year.
Mate, as it goes without saying what you've built here. It's like a little family now, isn't it? We say it all the time. It's not really a community anymore. It's like everyone sort of knows everyone. Yeah. No matter, everyone just speaks however they're going to speak in here now.
And I'd just like to say loves his 3 a.m. DMs.
Hey, do you know what?
Keep them coming.
To be fair, when the baby arrives, that's probably going to be your prime time, isn't it? When you're on a night feed.
Mate, I'll be trading Asia.
I was like, Sam will be right into the Asia session. No sorts of money while we're sleeping.
What do the equities move like in Asia?
Mate, actually good, actually okay, I'm not
He's
even,
already
I'm
looked
not
at
even, I promise you, I'm not even joking. Asia and gold, mate. I'm taking Wilco's crown of gold, I'm telling you.
You'll be timing, but the bed definitely works up when that 3 a.m. candle closes. Right, guys, as always, I'm very late for my next call. So, 1-to-1, guys, I'll see you on the next call. The rest of you, have a lovely Christmas. Right, okay, one thing I will say when I say we are not here from the 22nd, to be fair, when I say we are not here from the 20th onwards, if you really need Sam and I over the weekend, you've got questions and stuff like that, then you're welcome to ask the questions, and I will be actively checking all of the channels. 22nd to the 29th, I will only be in coursework submission channels, okay? If you guys want to talk to each other, that's on you, okay? But don't expect to get anything out of me and Sam. I've said to Sam, and I've given him strict instruction, or if I haven't, then I am now. Sam, you're not allowed on Discord over Christmas, okay? You are banned, and I want you to all have that mentality, okay? Do not check Discord, do not go on charts, do not do anything unless you've been with me around 2 to 3 months and are currently working on coursework. If you've been with me for around 2 to 3 months, you don't actually need a break yet, okay? If you've been with me longer, okay, then you probably do. Boot camp, guys, you might want to take a bit of a break because, good idea. You might want to take it because it's been quite intensive, okay? And I'd be absolutely happy for you to do. But if those of you who are newer that are doing coursework and stuff like that, look, feel free to get the coursework done. I will be checking those channels because I know some of you are newer and going through coursework and stuff. So I will be checking those channels. I will be answering coursework. But when I say, cheers, Andy, thanks, dude, we'll catch up soon. When I say take a break, I take a break, okay? To allow you to understand. And like Lou said, delete Discord for a week. It's not going anywhere. Nothing's going to happen. Unless I die over Christmas, which might happen, okay? There's a chance that it could. If I die over Christmas, on the 29th, everything's going to be back to normal. We're not going to be trading week commencing 29th. Well, Hawker will be, but the rest of us won't be trading week commencing 29th, okay? The market's going to only just start getting week commencing the 5th, and then by the 12th of January, we'll probably have normal-ish markets, but realistically, we're not going to have normal markets until the 1st of February, okay? Most big traders will take December and off. Big players will take December and January off, or they'll just manage positions they're in. They won't be actively taking any new positions. So just bear that in mind. It's not going to be a huge amount to do over the next 2 to 3 weeks anyway. And you can take a week off for Christmas and it's going to be fine. Okay, you're going to be okay, sweetheart. All right. So enjoy the break, merriment, drink lots of glühwein, eat loads of food, get really heavy, do loads of presents, and just let's come back 29th refreshed. Because if you try and bash your head against the charts over the next week, you won't have any break. You'll feel frustrated. You'll blow accounts. Hawker, I'm looking at you. All right, you'll blow accounts. And you will be really upset you haven't enjoyed your holiday. All right, so take the holiday and enjoy it on us.
Hawker's going to be trading Christmas Day, mate.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He'd be
I don't know what people take me for.
belling up Sam in his DMs, be like, "What's going on? It's Christmas Day, but the markets aren't moving."
Right, I'm going now anyway. Nice to see you. Have a nice Christmas. Cheerio.
Hawker, we love you. We know we love you. Do you know why I take the piss? Because you remind me. I was exactly the same as you, just like hungry for every trade opportunity. And to be fair, I'm taking the piss, but you are smashing it at the moment. So I'm taking the piss out of like original Hawker.
I haven't had a Hawker for a few weeks, so it's going well.
Yeah, to be fair, you've done all right. Guys, it's late for one-to-one. Sorry, guys. Right, I'll see you all other side of Christmas. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Christmas, guys. See you later.
Merry Christmas.
Take it easy, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.